Another episode of Watchin' Wyrd, your go-to spot for all things spooky, weird, and wonderful. Tonight we're diving deep into the latest and greatest in horror, fantasy, and science fiction as we continue with our countdown to Halloween. So are you ready for a night of pure terror? We are kicking off our Halloween countdown this week with two iconic horror classics. First up, we have the cult classic American Psycho, a chilling tale of greed, violence, and social commentary. Then we'll dive into A Violent Nature, a suspenseful thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. And to top it all off, we'll be discussing the latest episode of Apple TV's Bad Monkey. So grab your popcorn, turn off the lights, and let's get this Halloween party started. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on all Wyrd Realities social media channels. You can find us at linktr.ee, Wyrd Realities. That's Wyrd with a Y. And you can join us every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central for more spooky and exciting content. Hey, Scott. Looks like it's going to be you and me tonight.
Just for a little while, yeah. Well, How you doing, Hadley? Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike Lewis. Well, Alan is running late. He's got some internet issues he is trying to work out, and I believe that Rich has got some work stuff that's caught.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Max. So, y'all are get the awesome twosome here with me and Scott.
Well, you get half the awesome twosome. The awesome one and me.
I think you're pretty awesome, Scott.
Thank you.
Well, I'm excited. I've been looking at that Margaritaville resort down on the coast where we're getting the Wyrd Realities meetup in 2025. And I was disappointed to see that Max wasn't going to make it, neither was Tony I.
Oh, bummer. Yes, Max, Fred's right here. You can see I have him because he's already causing problems, and we're not 4 minutes into the cast.
Well, so I did not get a chance to watch the Violent Nature movie.
You are so fortunate.
Well, I know you had said that. I'll let you and Alan discuss it since I didn't get to see it. But
okay.
I was kind of looking forward to it. I'd seen some hype about it, and the hype made it sound like it was a really good, different perspective of the serial killer genre. So,
when we talk about the movie, I will tell you my opinion of the only thing about the movie that I thought was good is the director did not include a soundtrack. So the whole movie was without a soundtrack. So you don't get that. Not only do you not get that build-up, but it's kind of unnerving because we're all used to having a soundtrack on everything. So,
well, I guess from a killer's perspective, you're pretty quiet. You got to be.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Max is saying that he can't swing that kind of expense.
Except that this killer could like have bells on him. The kids were so stupid in this.
Well, Max. There's Tony K. Howdy, Tony. What you doing?
Hey, Tony. I'm doing good. If you exclude the fact that school's driving me nuts this week. I don't know what it is. It must be a full moon because I had to write up 3 kids today for being pains in the butt.
We are actually going into another eclipse. This is eclipse season. So we had that partial lunar eclipse on the full moon. Was it last week? And then we're going to have another something go on with on the 2nd. There's some type of, I don't know if it's lunar or solar eclipse, but there's one. So I'm going to read Max's comment here. He says he hit swing. Max, it's Mississippi. It's not that expensive. Let me tell you, it's not like you're going somewhere really expensive. But definitely we would help you get around and pick you up at the airport and everything that we need to do if you change your mind. And that's why we're letting everybody know a year in advance so y'all can start taking away some funds. I have checked out the flights. The flights into Gulfport, Mississippi from Massachusetts are like, I think anywhere from like 300 to 450. And if you fly into New Orleans, because that's cheaper, it's about an hour away. And I do believe they have shuttles to the resort.
Oh, okay.
But price wise, it's only about $40 difference.
So do we wait another few minutes to see if Alan shows up, or?
Mike said he can't travel either. Mike, that's just fair. All right. Well, we want to make sure that our hardcore fans are able to come. We want to meet you in person and, just have a lot of fun. I don't know if y'all play Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm sure we could do all kinds of fun stuff if people have activities they like. And I think that we could even get a shuttle to go, or rent a bus to go to New Orleans for a trip over there.
Yeah.
But it would be around Halloween, so there would be a lot of fun stuff to do.
Okay.
And if you just want to sit by the pool and lounge in November, October in Mississippi, it's still usually about 80 degrees. So the water's fine, kids. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And if y'all would, be sure and hit that like, subscribe, and whatever format you're watching. And if you go into YouTube, please go by and like our channel. It really does help our algorithm get out to more people. So,
Okay.
Tony's going to come. Well, Tony, we would love to have you for sure.
Yes. Yes, and the first round of beer is on Hadley. Do you want to start with American Psycho, or do you want me to go first?
I'll start with American Psycho. So, Max is asking about the anthology. Max, we could not get enough people to submit, so we're it's on hold. I don't know what we're going to do with that. So, Bethany is helping. Rich had stepped aside. He's gotten really busy with work, so it's in flux, so to speak. I think that I might just write more about my story. It kind of ended on a cliffhanger in it. So if anybody wants to add more pages to what they already submitted or start a new story, please let us know. We'd like to get that out. Hey, there's Ash. Hey, Ash, how are you doing? And we definitely, want to get that out soon. But we're slow. That's what happens, Max, when I don't stay on people.
She's an unwed mother of 3, technically. So.
Yes. Well, other people call me HBIC, the HBIC.
Yes.
So you can use.
But when you're talking about me, Rich, and Alan,
yeah.
you're an unwed mother of 3 teenagers.
Yeah. Y'all are as bad as my dogs for sure.
No, at least you can put the dogs in a cage and nobody will get upset with you.
But I don't. I feel bad for.
No, but if you put us in a cage, I don't think anybody would be upset with you.
No one would. Facebook does it all the time, right? All right, let's get started with American Psycho. So, American Psycho is based off of a horror novel by American writer Bret Easton Ellis. It was published in 1991. The story is told as the first-person account of Patrick Bateman. Now, Patrick is a wealthy, narcissistic, vain Manhattan investment banker who lives a double life as a serial killer. This movie was probably my first experience it was like the first thing I ever saw like this with, I guess that I got maybe, because, 91, I graduated in 1990. So when this movie came out, what year did the movie come out? I'm sorry.
Hang on. I got it up here. I believe it came out in oh, come on. Oh, 2000.
Oh, wow. Was it 2000?
Yeah.
It hit on a level that, I was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, I really got it, because I remember the yuppies and I think that a lot of the commentary in it about how we live in a society where most of the time people don't. I mean, just the group that I grew up with, a lot of times I felt like there was more attention paid to designers, what you were wearing or cars you were driving than the actual. Oh my God, Scott, your fan just moved. I thought it was a black arm coming for you.
Oh,
That scared me for a minute. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to see something horrible right now. But
down,
the
spirits.
the commentary of this movie, like I said, was just really impactful to me because, I could see it in the people that I grew up around and some of the mentality of they're missing the point in life and missing the point of, what was going on around them because they were so fixated on the superficial. So I really liked this movie back then. It was my first memorable role that I had ever seen Christian Bale in, and he killed it. I think it's still to this date one of his best roles. He plays it. Patrick Bateman comes across as like a almost two-dimensional character in ways, but underneath that, there's just so many layers. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion. Especially with Bateman's, not Bateman, but Bale's performance of it. So, for those of you who have not seen it, I highly recommend it. This movie, again, is set in the Manhattan during the Wall Street Boom, and it follows the life of Patrick Bateman, and Patrick is a sadistic serial killer, or is he?
Yeah.
Because it kind of lets you, the viewer can interpret it multiple ways, like whether this is all happening in his head. One of my favorite scenes is when he's at the bar and the girl says, "Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "I want to see your head on a spike." You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's just smiling, nodding. I've been in clubs like that, where somebody says something, you have no idea what they've said, and you just smile and nod, and you could definitely have said, "I'm a serial killer and I want to see your head on the spike in the front yard." But anyway, great movie, has some great performances in it. Of course, Christian Bale is, beyond compare, but also you have a young Jared Leto. He plays, I don't want to say his nemesis, but in a way it kind of was his nemesis. But the movie is just kind of like his spiral into his just craziness. I like it. It's got a lot of sex, drugs, and Huey Lewis the News, and it's just great. I don't know what else to say. I'm bad at these.
Believe it or not, I had never seen this movie.
What? Never? Oh my God.
The only scene I saw was the scene when he's talking to Paul Allen and he's, they're playing Hip to Be Square and he's putting on the rubber raincoat and then he starts hitting them with the axe. And
and I have to interject, the whole moonwalking and dancing and how he was acting, that was all improvised by Bale.
Really?
Yes.
The movie is, I'm probably going to have to watch it again because the movie goes into, and I mean, there is not a single character in this movie that you like. They're all self-centered, egomaniacal. I mean, it's like they're having this almost friendship-ending battle. Who has the best business card? Well, mine's emblazoned in blue.
Oh, that was another scene that was improvised by Bale.
Really?
Yes, he thought that it showed what how superficial they were. He wanted to put it in there.
Oh, and my God, they are so superficial in this one. None of the characters that I can remember, are anywhere decent. Probably the most decent character is the high-class call girl he brings into his apartment with the cheap street hooker. She's probably got the highest self-esteem in the group. But it is a bizarre movie. And it's from his perspective. And it starts out very slow, and then it starts after his first murder, it starts getting more quick. But then you don't know what is truth and what is reality.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's really interesting how they did that. One of the things that, and it's all in how they filmed it, but one of the ways that was very interesting to me that the director chose to do was with William Dafoe, because this movie, by the way, has a ton of A-list actors in it, William Dafoe being one. He plays a detective that's investigating the mysterious disappearance of.
Yeah.
But the Dafoe character was filmed knowing Bateman was the killer, suspecting Bateman was the killer, and not thinking Bateman was the killer. And the clips were all interchanged to make the audience not know what was going on.
Oh.
It is brilliantly done. I didn't know that until I rewatched it. Obviously, I've seen this a number of times.
Oh.
But rewatching it, I could catch it. And I was like, oh my God, that's part of the magic of this movie.
It is. And Dafoe did a really good job on that one. Because
it's got a young Reese Witherspoon. Did you recognize her?
Yes. Yes. I mean, Dafoe was great because he played that sort of like, almost like a Columbo type cop who was kind of dopey, but he's putting on the act because he keeps on catching Bateman in lies. But the one scene that threw me was, if it's a first person account, when the streetwalker was trying to get away, they did it from her point of view.
Oh. Okay. I don't even think I noticed that.
Yeah, remember it shows her like going in, seeing the dead body, and then seeing Christian, and then going into the bathroom and seeing the bodies. And as she's running, it more focuses on her than on Christian. And I'll tell you that one, I thought, I mean, that's sort of like that whole scene. The minute you take your finger off the trigger, the chainsaw stops. So there's no way he dropped it down a flight of stairs and it hit her still going. But other than that scene, it is a good psychological thriller because you really don't, once you think you know what's going on, Christian Bale's character starts doubting his own sanity.
Well, and I was going to say that that's one of the things that, as an adult looking back at it, I think that is very, very, very well done. It makes it hold up.
Yeah.
Is that you can see that it's almost like he's schizophrenic, and that some of this is real and some of it's not. And it's like, what is the reality of it? Because I do believe that I do believe that Huey Lewis in the News scene happened.
Yes.
But after that, it's such a spiral of, like, the chainsaw scene, like what you're saying, that was just kind of over the top. And the shootout with the cops, again, over the top. And it's like, I don't think that happened.
Yeah, and then him going in and just shooting everybody in the building. But, I wonder about the Paul Allen thing, too. Because remember when he's confessing to his lawyer?
Yeah.
And his lawyer gets mad at him and says, I talked to Paul Allen twice this week. He's in London.
Oh, yeah.
So it is worth watching. It can be a little confusing. The psychological, what's going on in Christian Bale's head, he's brilliant in this movie. He's absolutely, like he's talking as he's getting ready to murder Paul Allen. You've all seen the Hip to Be Square. Just the things he talks about as he's getting ready are so irrelevant. Like, he picks up this cheap street hooker and then calls a high-class call girl. And, like, while he's telling them to get undressed, he's just babbling about shit that nobody cares about, to try to show his own self-importance. But I definitely would. I'm going to watch it again now that I've seen the whole thing through and after what you've told me, to see what I pick up next time.
Well, it's definitely got some great things about it.
Yes.
So, like I said, this was, and I know that Christian Bale was a childhood actor, but I don't really remember him as a child. So this was really my first,
Yeah.
viewing of him, and just an incredible performance.
Yeah.
And he plays that kind of crazy so well. He's just amazing. And they said, Scott, that throughout the filming of this movie, he never dropped character. He
Really?
stayed in character the whole time, which is so creepy. But again, y'all know Christian Bale's one of my favorite actors.
And the other thing I liked about him, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, was that one girl he wants to kill, but can't bring himself to do it because he likes her.
Yeah, the Chloe Savani, or
yes, yeah. I mean, this is definitely Christian Bale was in Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
Who did he play?
The kid.
Really?
Yeah, I would not have known.
I did not know that. Oh, but yeah, I would definitely watch this movie. But if you're sitting there going, what the hell is going on? It's not you. The movie is purposely done that way. So at the end of it, you're like, holy F, what did I just watch?
Well, there is actually a musical adaptation of American Psycho with a score by Duncan Sheik, which I don't know if y'all remember Duncan Sheik, but he had like a one-hit wonder kind of thing. But yeah, and there's a book by Roberto Aguilar Scarcasa, I think, that goes with it. Some fans theories that the narrator of the novel and the film is not Patrick Bateman, but rather a character named Leland. I didn't know that. And a video game based on the film was released in 2000. That's interesting. So, I heard that Huey Lewis did not want his song in the soundtrack of the movie.
I don't know why. I mean, that's one of the most popular songs of it. Plus, you made it big when you get on American Dad or Family Guy, because every time I hear the song, I don't go to Christian Bale hitting him. I go to the song when they go back in time. Stan Smith's daughter Haley needs a kidney because hers got blown out drinking. So Francine admits that just before she married Stan, she had an affair. So they're trying to decide which one is it. And Stan gives up his kidney and says, I don't care. She's my daughter. I love her. So Francine goes, well, how are you getting the other kidney? And it cuts to the scene of the guy tied up. And Roger, the alien, is wearing a white coat and a baseball cap, and he's dancing around with knives as they play Hip to Be Square.
Well, now you know where they got that from.
Yeah. I always knew that, but it's like when you get parodied by Seth MacFarlane, you've made it.
That's right. Well, again, I think this is a great movie.
It is.
Of it.
What would you give it?
I'd give it a 5. I think it holds up. It was made, like you said, almost 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It is still just as enjoyable to watch today. Hey, Doc. And this is one of those I don't want them to redo. I just think that it's a perfect movie. It's not my normal genre. I'm not, it's not something I'd watch a lot of movies like this, but this one, it's a step apart from others. I think that it's definitely a cult classic.
I'm going to give it a 4.25, but I've got a feeling that when I watch it again, it'll probably go up. Because,
high praise.
Huh?
That's high praise from you.
Yes, no, because the things that threw me off and started to make the movie, then as it continued, I was like, oh, I see what he's doing now. So,
yeah.
All right. So do we want to switch to In a Violent Nature?
Let's go ahead and get started.
Avoid this movie at all costs. I could not stand this movie. Chris Nash was trying to put a new take on the typical slasher films. What he did was take every bad trope from slasher movies and put it into this film. These kids are idiots. They are. I've never seen a group of teenagers so dumb in my life. I mean, even like the Bowery Boys back in the 1950s, these kids are completely stupid. Yes, the murder scenes are great. I mean, they had some of the goriest murder scenes I've seen. Those are the only things that are good for the movie. And let me see. Yeah, there's a YouTube link. Go to that link. That is a short 6-minute video showing all the murders in the movie. Watch that. That's all you need to see in a violent nature. It's these 6 teenagers. Teenagers are like college-age kids, visit a town, and there's this weird history that one day the town was found, and everybody, the town was found, everybody in it was killed, except only one person survived. And it was supposedly this mad psycho, and you find out that what it was his father was murdered. And the kid went over the deep end and like butchered 30 or 40 people in the town. But what they did was they took the locket his mother had. His mother had died from an illness. And they put him in a ranger tower. They killed him, put him in a ranger tower, and put the locket there. And that sort of kept the evil spirit. Well, the 6 kids go, and of course, one of them takes the locket and sticks it in her pocket. Brings this demon back. I'm telling you, my God, I could not believe how bad this. I'm serious. Like, there's one scene where the bad guy's walking through the woods, and the kids are whispering to each other, "Okay, we're gonna ambush him. What do I do? You're gonna sit there, and I'm gonna distract them, and then when I distract them, you run." Okay, I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, it's so loud. He's like standing there like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." So then the guy jumps out from behind a tree and screams at him, "Don't you dare move." So naturally, the killer turns around and hits him with an axe. And this was to me like one of the scenes. He hits him with an axe 90 times. I went back and counted it. I couldn't believe how many there were. And while the boyfriend is being hit with an axe 90 times, the girlfriend's just standing there not knowing what to do. So finally, on the 90th hit, she runs. And then it's like she's running through the woods. She's running through the woods. She's running through the woods. Then it cuts to another. She's running through the woods, but you can hear the axe hitting again. Then it cuts to a scene. She's running through the woods, and you hear nothing else. Then it cuts to another scene. She's running through the woods, and the axe. What the hell is she doing? Running in circles? By this time, she should be far away. Then she's the final girl gets away. She goes out. She sees a car. She waves the car down. The lady gets out, helps her in the car, and there's a 7-minute chat that means absolutely nothing. It would be like reading, "'tis a far better thing than I've ever done before, a far better place I go to." And then there's 7 more pages of the book. I mean, it just like took everything out of it. It's crap. It really is. The characters are stupid. There are some great kill scenes. The first kid that dies, kid's standing against a tree and he puts the chain, not like a knife, chain, it gets into the kid's mouth and he pulls it until the head comes off. The girl doing yoga, that was phenomenally grotesque. Probably never could possibly happen, but it's grotesque. And then one of the sheriff winds up getting it with a log cutter. The kid getting hit 90 times. Again, go to that YouTube video. You'll see all the good death scenes. Literally, don't waste your time with this movie. I would much rather go back and watch Schockenstein or some of the other movies I picked than watch this one again. Hadley?
Well, unfortunately, this week I did not get to watch this. It is playing AMC and Shudder, and I do not have a subscription, so I missed it. Apparently, I didn't miss much. I am going to watch it because I have read and seen a lot about this movie, and there's a lot of hype that it is good because it does take this from the slasher perspective. I understand Scott did not like it, and I will keep that in mind. I will let y'all know what I think. I think that Tony K said that it was great. So, great kills and gore is what he's saying.
Great kills and gore.
Charles Moss is saying that The Substance is a freaking awesome movie. He watched it last night. I haven't seen that either.
So. Yeah, no, I mean, the kill scenes are phenomenal. There's some of the best slasher scenes in it. It's just the rest of the movie didn't hold up to it. Now, I will give Nash credit for one thing that I didn't realize until I read it later. There was something in the movie that was unsettling to me, and I couldn't put my finger on it. He refused to do a sound score for it. There's no music in the movie whatsoever. It's just, and he said, I wanted to have that, so I wanted the impact of the murders, not like, like, or the Freddy Krueger or the Michael Myers. Not having that does add an unsettledness to the movie. But again, I'm stressing enough. Just watch the YouTube video. You'll see everything good in the movie.
Well,
and you know me, I like bad movies.
I know. I'm worried about it.
Well, this one was supposed to be a really good movie. And just all the tropes in it. The kids were so stupid. I mean, the only actor that I liked was the serial killer.
Who said nothing, right?
No, he doesn't say a word. And you never see I don't think you see his face. He puts a mask on, and that's all, almost like Michael Myers. Like Michael Myers. That's all you see is him walking around and then butchering people.
No, it does not sound like it's my cup of tea, but slasher movies aren't really my thing. I don't watch a lot of them. Like I said, the American Psycho is one of my favorites, but to me, it's because it's funny. The way it's done is, it's tongue-in-cheek. Like I said, the social commentary with it is interesting if you grew up in the 90s. And
yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It was...
And it had great acting in it. Almost every actor or actress in that movie played their roles so well you couldn't stand any of them except William Dafoe. But in this one, the acting is so bad, it's like, you're almost like, somebody made it through the end. Damn. And no, Ash, David Hasselhoff could not have saved this movie.
Eating a burger, coming in swinging.
Yeah, even Chuck Norris couldn't have saved this movie. If Chuck Norris was in this, he would have just been like, hit me with the axe, get it on. So I'm going to give this movie a 1. And the only reason I'm rating it so high is because some of the death scenes were gory and imaginative, especially the girl doing yoga.
Well, I will have to come back and let y'all know what I think. I didn't watch it because I know that Rich and Alan did. They would probably have a lot more to say. But so
I would like to think Rich and Alan would say the same thing I am.
Probably so.
I mean, the scene when the kid jumps out behind him with no weapon, not even a tree branch, screams at him, and then is like shocked when he gets hit with an axe. Really? Oh, see, Ash saw it. He didn't like it either.
Well, it looks like it's 50-50 in the comment section as to what people think, though. Tony liked it. Tony likes the blood and gore. Ash hated it. Land is at the house tonight.
I love the blood and gore too, but that was and I mean, this movie did not do well. Let me see.
It was only just released, though, wasn't it?
It was released in June 2024, and it cost $4.2 million to make. Opening weekend, it only made half the return, and the only reason they apparently made money on it was because worldwide it brought in $4.5 million. So they made a profit of this movie of $3 million. No, $0.3 million. So, though I will say, I looked it up. Chris Nash has not done a lot of full-length movies. So, I mean, you know, maybe 5 or 10 years from now, he'll be better at it. But like I said, YouTube, watch that. You've seen the best parts of the movie. Yeah, what Ash said, if they made it like Tucker and Dale was a great movie because the kids were stupid in a comedy. They were killing themselves and then blaming it on Tucker and Dale. This one, the kids are just do you remember that? I think it was the Geico commercial about the kids. You know, let's run to the cemetery. No, you know, let's go up into the treehouse. Let's go into the barn. Why don't we get in the car and drive away? Oh, don't be stupid. Those kids were brilliant compared to the ones in this. So, all right. But, oh, yeah, that's right, Hadley. You can't rate it. You didn't see it.
Yeah, I can't rate it, kids. Sorry.
We'll have to ask Alan and Rich next week what they thought of it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So now
next week, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing coming up. I hate hoping Alan will get on. He's having some internet issues, but I was hoping he would be able to hop on. So before we go into Bad Monkey, let's just kind of talk about what we're going to do next week. Next week we've got some haunted. It's ghost and haunted houses. That's what we're going to be.
I'm trying to find it. I had the list here, and now I can't find it.
I have that we're watching Ghostbusters, and I saw the TV glow.
Ghostbusters and what?
I saw the TV glow.
I never even heard of that one.
It's a new one.
Okay.
So I don't know which Ghostbusters we're watching though. So I'm guessing the original.
The original, or if we're not going to watch the original, like the Ghostbusters Reunited, the one where the kids take over.
Okay.
Which I thought was really good. I was expecting it to be horrible. I was very pleased that they really made so many nods to the original. And please, let's not do the one with the female Ghostbusters.
No, but the kids, they did too. They had that new one.
Right. The second one was okay. It wasn't bad, but the first one was just, and then that scene at the end was just such a moving tribute to the actors.
I don't remember. And the new second Ghostbusters, I fell asleep during. So it was whatever we watch. And after that, it looks like we're doing science fiction. And I can't read my screen. Hold on, let me pull up the big screen. We'll just let everybody know what's coming up. I know we sent something out, but I think we updated some stuff.
Ash, is teeth the one about that certain body part that has teeth?
Yes.
That's okay. I remember that one. I also remember a movie with Ron Jeremy, and I can't think of the name.
We're not watching those kind of movies, Scott.
No. It was with Ron Jeremy.
I don't hear anymore. La 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 la.
And it was a female porn star from the 80s who was huge. And it was called One-Eyed Monster.
No.
And something happens during the making of
what you and Ash do on your own time.
No, it's actually a funny movie because Ron Jeremy's large member falls off and becomes like an infected monster running around the island trying to kill them.
Terrible. No, kids, we don't have to watch that. It's not that kind of show. So what I have is that on the first week of October, we're doing ghost and haunted houses. That's next week with Ghostbusters. And then on the 10th, we're going to do science fiction and horror, and that's A Quiet Place and a Quiet Place Day 1. That ought to be a good week.
Yes.
Then for Alan's birthday, have you picked a movie yet?
No, I thought we already picked all the movies.
Well, I picked mine and gave them to you early because I did a 2. There's this Russian movie that I've watched.
Night watch.
Night watch and day watch. And
all right, I'll pick.
Watch both.
I'll pick a movie for Alan.
So that's what we're doing now on birthdays, is that we get to pick the movies for that person that we want them to watch, whether for good or bad.
Yes. And what do we do?
I'm with you, Max. I tried to get it back on the tracks. I hope I did okay. And then for the week of the 24th, I'm not going to be on. I'm going out of town for training, and y'all got apocalypse and survival movies, and I'm going to miss it. Because it looks like y'all are doing Mad Max and Demon Knight. I love Demon Knight. That was my pick.
Demon Knight?
Yeah.
Is that the Romero one?
It's the Tales from the Crypt movie.
Oh, okay. And then what are the Halloween ones?
And Halloween, we're going to do the original Salem's Lot and the new Salem's Lot.
Yes.
Then we're going to do the Crow, the original Crow, and the new Crow.
Okay. They released the trailer for the new Salem's Lot. I'm posting it. I got it scheduled for it looks really good.
I know. That's why I picked it. Because I don't know. We're all going to be watching it.
It looks scary as hell. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh, okay. I'll get them from. I'll get the DVDs from Ash.
As scary as it sounds, I think Ash and I are both we have a lot of the same taste in mainstream stuff.
Yeah, that is a scary thought.
I know, but I think we're the same age, so we're probably the same kind of dork. Tony loves Demon Knight, and he is recommending that we watch Incident in a Ghostland. It's a great ghost horror film. Okay. Check that out. All right, let's get into Bad Monkey. Alan said that, well, it wasn't Alan. Landa, guys. Landa has contacted us, and she said that it's Cowboys, and she's watching football. She hates she can't be here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Ash, we are. But Ash, what month were you born in? He's not answering. Tick-tock.
Well, I got you guys beat by 9 years. I'm 63, March.
63?
Yep.
Okay, that's what it is. I'm an Aries, and he's a Taurus, probably. So we will butt heads about stuff.
All right. So Hadley, you can discuss this one first.
Okay. So let me keep talking, Scott. I gotta find my notes.
Okay. I'm really enjoying this series. I like it. I think it's very compelling for a 10-episode series. Every episode has kept me interested. Even the second one, which they were setting up the rest of it. I love Vince Vaughn. I think he is phenomenal in this one. And I'm really enjoying the war he's having with the realtor next door. Of course, now he's got another person on his side. That female detective.
Well, so in this episode, this was the one that it really turned everything upside down. And it dragged me right back in. I mean, deeper, than I was the week before. Max is saying he felt like it was filler. Max, we're talking about episode 6. And this is the episode where Yancey gets busted. and he's taken to jail, and everything's like just tossed up in the air. And I know that we had been saying that we thought that his partner was crooked and was going to turn on him, and that was proven to be not true in this episode. Or is it the next? I can't remember.
Well, the partner turns him in.
Yes.
For his own safety, but doesn't rat him out. He's actually there trying to help him.
And this is the one where, is this the one where the Dragon Queen starts working with Nick and Eve?
I think so, yes.
And that I didn't see that coming at all.
That plot line, I know it's going to tie into everything else, but that plot line, I don't see how they're going to work into the whole Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, it's kind of weak, and I'm interested to see how it's all going to tie in. I see some threads on how it could.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's going to be as strong as the Yancy and is it Rosa thing. But this thing it's got so many different little characters twist and turn, just like with Scott Glenn being the dad, and he's kind of like the kind of man of the earth healer type energy, very zen. And then you have him talking to the manatee, and that's kind of quirky and weird. And then how does that fit in, And then the thing with the girlfriend or the married girlfriend he was sleeping with, her whole thing is just crazy too. How does that fit in? I'm really eager to see. I'm going to have to read the book too, because I'm sure.
Now, are you talking about his girlfriend, the mortician?
Not the mortician, the girl he was sleeping with before. That was
the one who's now like dating the kid she was sleeping with in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, but you remember how in the very beginning Vince Vaughn, Yancy, he ran her abusive husband off the dock in his golf cart, and that's why he got what I won't say disbarred, that's for attorneys, but he got suspended.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious what's going to happen. Yeah, and Max is pointing out we haven't heard anything about Heather with the weather being killed, and that happened like 3 episodes back.
At least 2, yeah.
And that just kind of. Oh, I don't know who Emery Randall is.
I don't either.
Sorry about that.
I'm not sure. That sounds like it almost might be an insult.
I
but
know.
I
don't know either.
I loved what happened with the corrupt cop that he kept on beating the mailbox up.
Yeah.
That one I like. I'm not going to tell you, but I mean, he thinks he's got the Vince Vaughn character right by them, and he doesn't. And that's what I love about that's what I love about his character. He's in jail. They're trying to book a murder on him, and he's still got that cocky, arrogant, joking attitude.
Yeah. It's going to be great. Like I said, it's very interesting to see. I'm glad that we're watching this. I know that you're not watching Tulsa Kings, but Tulsa King season 2 started. They've got 2 episodes out now. That's another one that's just as good as this, with starring Sylvester Stallone. Which, if you ever have some time off, you want to catch up, Scott, I definitely suggest that you watch it. It is one that is, like I said, just as good. To me, it redeems Sylvester Stallone. I'm not a fan of his, but the Tulsa King storyline is so great that it's made a fan. And I think it's kind of like Sylvester Stallone and Vince Vaughn. You don't see enough of them in a 2-hour movie to really get the gist of what great acting you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
With Vince Vaughn, this is, I think, by far my favorite thing I've seen him in, because we're seeing so much more of him.
Let's see. Oh, the corrupt cop character. Yeah, I just, you're waiting for him to get what's coming to him. He just loves abusing his authority and picking on Vince Vaughn. But the acting in this is very good. Every actor plays the role the way you vision the character.
Yeah.
And Vince,
that's good writing and good acting.
Vince Vaughn has done serious work before. I saw him in that one movie where he has to go into like the death row of this prison, you know, like the worst of the worst, to assassinate a crime lord. And there was nothing funny about that, but God, he did a good job on that.
Well, he's a wonderful actor, but like I said, it's just, you never really get to see the full potential, and I think we are in this role.
And plus, like Ash said, I love Vince Vaughn because I love Dodgeball. I know that movie is stupid, but it's got Alan Tudyk, it's got Vince Vaughn, it's got I can't think of the actor who was from Florida. He's been in a ton of movies. It's got Ben Stiller, who I'm not a big fan of. It's a great movie. Oh, it had Rip Torn in it.
Rip Torn's the best.
Yes, I'm just ignoring Emery, because if Emery doesn't like this, Emery could easily go on and do something else, you know.
Okay.
Of course, Emery probably doesn't have a life of his own anyway, so.
I can't say that we're on fire tonight, but
no, we're doing good. Yeah, well, I'm reading the Detective Season 2. I have not seen that.
Yeah, he was good in that. I liked him in Wedding Crashers.
Oh yes, with was that Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And I like that. Was it Ilsa Fisher who was in that with him?
I don't remember. I never saw that one. I only saw parts of it.
Well, she's the funny one, so he kind of plays a straight man to her funny, but he's still so dry. He's funny, you know. It was just really good. He's just so good. He is a very dry humor.
Yes.
I can't believe we're getting heckled. I guess I can't believe we're getting heckled.
I said, if the guys sitting here watch the sellers how bad we are, it's like, go do something else.
I know, right?
Yeah, but he probably ran out of lube, so then his porno channel was probably closed down. So
y'all's talk probably what being him that he needed to come jump in here. These are not talking.
Yeah, see, oh my God, Ash said the same thing I just did.
I'm not even talking about y'all right now.
Oh my God,
we're going on a deep dive into the dark world of the Puff Daddy indictment. So.
Oh my God, the memes I see out there about Diddy. Oh my God, it's like people
have been saying for years, and people have been ignoring it. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. But this is not the format for that. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing next week with the haunted house and what you got coming up, Scott.
Let's see. October 5th. Let's say October 5th, I've got the one-day event, the Massachusetts Paracon. And then October 18th, 19th, and 20th, I will be at the Salem Horror and Paranormal Convention. That's a huge one in downtown Salem. And they've got like the surviving cast members from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're going to be there. So... But that's it. Oh, I forgot to mention that starting on October 1st, the post-apocalypse book battle royale starts. So that's where, like, we're pitted off like a playoff, and everybody votes, and then the winner of that combination goes to the next round. So I will be asking you all for your vote. And I'm going to say that every time I win, I will dress up in a different post-apocalyptic outfit. Take a picture and post it. And I'm like, I want to say that if I win it, I'm going to wear a Sean Connery outfit from Zardos. But then you guys will make me win just to see me in that. I don't know if I could do that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Zardos Sean Connery. Z-A-R-D-O-S. She knows. She knows what I'm talking about.
What is it, Wilson? That's Wilson. He says it's time to get off the computer. He needs to go.
Yeah, Max, I don't want you to see that. That would just be like, I'd be banned from the internet for life.
Well, I've got some t-shirts to send you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm cleaning out. Y'all know I'm moving, so I found some. I think they're all probably mediums, maybe smalls. They're not. It was just like the size that nobody wanted. But I'm going to send those to you, and you can give those away as whatever.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, thanks, Max. We appreciate it. We're not really feeling the love after our heckler.
I don't listen to people like that.
Yeah.
He's a 450-pound guy with pimples sitting in his basement. And he forgot to pay the Pornhub account, so he's got nothing else to do tonight. So.
Well, we miss y'all, and we hope to see y'all next week with a full cast.
Yes, we'll be here. I know Rich and Alan wanted to be here very badly, but they just circumstances beyond their control.
Yeah, Rich is working, like 60-hour weeks, I think.
Oh my God, yeah, he's overloaded. I'm surprised he hasn't had a breakdown yet.
I know he's definitely out there. And again, y'all, like I said, I tried to give y'all a year to start saving your pennies. Roll those quarters, and let's have a good time down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And I'm going to try and see about getting us a room block at the Margaritaville Resort. Again, I think that would be a fun place for us all to hang out. And like I said, they it's close to New Orleans for some Halloween fun. If you want to head over there, if we just want to hang out by the beach.
It's 5:00 somewhere.
Hey, that's right. Everybody wants to go to Margaritaville at least once, right?
All right.
That's going to do it for us.
All right.
That's going to do it for this week's show. For notifications each time the Wyrd Realities Network goes live, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. You can expect fresh weirdness 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. But before we depart, let me give a special shout out to our incredible patrons. Mike Lewis, Landis Saldana, and Alan Lassiter. We couldn't keep the lights on here at Wyrd without you. And a very special thanks to our partners that keep Wyrd Reality spinning. It's you guys who make our weird world go round. And if you're interested in supporting our endeavors, consider joining the Cabal of Wyrd over at Patreon. And keeping you entertained and bringing you new content is our goal with every cent that you donate. And if you are interested in partnering or sponsoring, be sure to send us an email at wyrdrealities@gmail.com. We are always interested in making new friends and creating a new tapestry of strangeness with you. So, until next week, kids, stay weird, you beautiful weirdos.